Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. I want you to stop whatever you're doing. Just stop, lay the pen down, sit back and relax. I'm going to share a short story with you. And if I can communicate this effectively, and if you'll really give me your attention, I guarantee you, like that, your life will change. Now that probably sounds like a gross exaggeration, but it's not. In 1961, I was 26 years old. Do the math. You're probably wondering how I'm still here. At any rate, I had never done anything of any consequence. I was on a losing track. I had left school after a couple of months high school. I had dumb jobs. I couldn't even hold a job. And a man sat down with me and he said, if you will do exactly what I tell you, he said, your whole life will change. Well, you know, I had a lot of people tell me that up to that point in my life, and I never listened to any of them. For some strange reason, I listened to this man. His name was Ray Stanford. And he put a book, Think and Grow Rich, in my hands. And he said, I want you to do what I tell you, and I want you to study this book. Well, he said, what do you really want? All I wanted was some money. I didn't have any. I was earning $4,000 a year, but I owed $6,000. If I had given everything I earned for 18 months to debt, I would have just broken even and I would have had nothing to live on. You see, it was a bad situation. He said, that's why you can't win. Set all that aside and listen to me. I was prepared to do anything honest to earn money. Someone said there's good money cleaning floors, so I ended up cleaning an office. I got $15 a time to wash the floor, and I washed the floor twice a month. But I followed the instructions that Ray gave me. I stuck to it right to the letter. Do you know, in less than 5 years, I was cleaning floors in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England. The first year, my income went from $4,000 to $175,000. Then I took it over $1 million. And you want to know something strange? I had no idea what I was doing. If you asked me what I was doing, I'd say I'm cleaning offices. But there was a lot of people cleaning offices that didn't do what I was doing. I would say, well, I'm reading Think and Grow Rich. There was a lot of people reading Think and Grow Rich. They weren't doing what I was doing. You see, here I was earning a lot of money, and if you asked me how I did it, I couldn't tell you. I was what you call an unconscious competent. I wasn't satisfied with the fact I was winning. I had to know why. What was I doing different? Because I couldn't even share with anybody. I decided I was going to figure it out, and I started to study. I started to study Earl Nightingale's material. I started to study Napoleon Hill, started to study Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Troward. And I ended up walking away from my own company, moving to Chicago, and taking a job that would pay $18,000 a year. 5 years later, I was earning $33,000, but I was working right beside Earl Nightingale and Lloyd Conant. And I began to be mentored by these men. And then they led me into a number of wonderful human beings, brilliant human beings. And I was trying to connect the dots. Why was I winning? Now, oddly enough, I've gone into large companies all over the world. And you know that corporations do not know why their stars are stars. We just put it down, well, they're smart. Some of them aren't very smart. But at any rate, that's another story. I was sitting in Lloyd Conant's kitchen in Chicago. And I asked him, I said, Lloyd, how did you start this company? Because he didn't start a company, he started an industry. And he said, well, whenever I asked Lloyd a question, he would go back in his mind and he would look off and he'd raise his hand. And wherever he went, I went with him. He was a brilliant man. And he said, someone gave me a little book and I studied it all weekend. And then I made up my mind I would build a world-class organization. All of a sudden, I wasn't interested in how he built a company. I wanted to know, what's the book? And he got a book and he gave it to me. Now, this is an original. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. This book was the foundation for the movie that run away, The Secret. Do you know The Secret has impacted, it's estimated, about 380 million lives. Now, I was fortunate enough to play a role in that, and I quoted Dr. Werner von Braun, where he said the natural laws of the universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building spaceships, sending people to the moon, and we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second. Well, I was studying the laws. I was studying the works of some great human beings. And you know something? I figured it out. I wanted to find out why I changed. Since that's what I was looking for, that's exactly what I found out. And I found the answers in this little book, The Science of Getting Rich. There is a science to getting rich. There is, no question about it. And I began to teach it. Now, every once in a while, I stop what I'm doing and I teach a 3-day program, The Science of Getting Rich. February 7th, 8th, and 9th, I'm going to be teaching that program. I am going to show you exactly from A to Z, right from beginning to end, how you earn money, because there is a science to it. Do you know school doesn't teach you how to earn money? You can go to people that earn a lot of money and say, how are you doing it? Well, they really don't know. You'll say, oh, come on, they know. Well, they know what they're working at. But there's all kinds of people working at the same thing they're doing and they're not earning the money. How come? You see, when you study something and you stay focused on it and you've got a determination that you're going to figure it out, you will figure it out. I figured out how people earn a lot of money. And I'm going to be teaching it February 7th, 8th, and 9th. Now, do you see, this isn't a myth. This is an exact science. There is going to be 520 people sitting down in the ballroom of the LAX Marriott on Friday evening, February the 7th. And I'm going to be there for the 3 days, and I'm going to take you step by step through what I learned, and it took me 9 years to learn it. I've been teaching it now for 40-some years. I've taught it all over the world. Now, if I were you, I would drop whatever I'm doing. If I had to borrow the money from my grandmother to get there, I would be in that ballroom. Now, over half the tickets are already gone. This will be sold out within days. I don't know when I'm going to teach it again, but I do know I'm going to be there on February the 7th, and I'm going to teach everyone in that room exactly what I've learned. It's helped me earn millions of dollars. I've often said I could sit down with anyone and show them how to become a millionaire. It isn't even difficult. In fact, with the internet and all the means of communication we've got today, it's easier now than it's ever been. Now, I know there's something inside of you that wants what I'm talking about. Do you know why I know that? Because you're a spiritual being, and spirit's always for expansion and fuller expression. There's something in you that wants to grow, that wants to do something bigger and better than you've ever done it before. Well, I can show you how to do it. You've got something else inside. It's called a paradigm. It's old conditioning. It's genetic and environmental. And it's saying, no, don't go. Don't do it. It won't work. You've got to override that paradigm and do what the essence of your soul is talking about. Go to your website right now. Go to sgrevent.com. Register right now. Don't ask anyone what they think you should do. That's one of the rules. You don't ask other people what they think you should do. You follow the quiet voice from within that is telling you where to go. Go to your website right now. Go to sgrevent.com. And then I'll see you in the ballroom at the LAX Marriott on February the 7th. And I guarantee you, when you leave, you're going to be coming up and you're going to say, I want to thank you so much, because the information I'm going to give you is phenomenal. I know it is because I've been using it for 50 years. Now it's up to you. You've got it. sgrevent.com. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the ballroom February the 7th.